Stephen A. was given the Thumbs Down Award at the National Association of Black Journalists conference that they had. I didn't know the Thumbs Down Award was a real award, but it is. They do it every year. And it's given out to the people that, for lack of a better term, make being a black journalist, what?
Okay.
It's given out to the people that make the job of being a black journalist a little more difficult. They said they gave it to Stephen A. for his disparaging remarks toward prominent black women in the fields of journalism, politics, and there was one other field that they cited. And Stephen A. has been responding to this ever since.
Yeah,
you can tell it really bothered him.
appears to be a big deal.
Yeah, this wasn't.
Now I'm not familiar with this this conference, with this convention, with this award. Mark, are you familiar?
Yeah. I'm pulling up the details of the award. We talked about it last year. Y'all made fun of. I made fun of it last year. I think it was in Cleveland.
Did we?
Yeah.
Why? Why we teasing?
I'll tell you.
That seemed like some super fly positive shit that they do.
Yeah. Agreed.
What's the name of the thing again?
The National Association of Black Journalists.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember why.
This year was in Atlanta. We should go. I was telling Ice.
Yeah, you were just saying that.
I think it's a great event. Next year it's in Houston. I think it'll be another great event that we should go to. We may even do like a pod panel or something. Because they invite podcasts as well as journalists, traditional journalists. It's dope. But anyway,
shout out to them.
It's the NABJ is like the biggest organization for black journalists. It's an annual convention conference. People show up from all over, but it's also the voice of black journalism. The people who, like, when things happen against people, we stand up and speak out. Did they do that against me with Palestine? Of course not. But other than that, they stand up and they speak out on issues related to black journalists.
Mark got some of this
they find opportunities to support.
But he holds on to it. But he holds on to it though.
What he said makes sense though.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
Yeah, but
it do, but we keep
Black journalists fired for free speech.
No, they're not riding with you.
Heard.
Look, you just got to realize.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, say less.
Same conversation.
Yeah.
Does that hurt you? Does it bother you? Because people that I think are highly intelligent say that you are one of the most highly intelligent people that they know. Does that when you go home and get in like your intelligence sauna?
get into his
Brain starts sweating.
Yeah. Like, bro, does that ever hit home for you?
Give me some terry cloth.
I think it just irritates me when they take a high ground on certain issues when they don't stand when it's tough.
Got it.
Wow.
Let me hit it for him.
My son.
I'm gonna hit it for him.
It's the same shit.
Facts.
It's the exact same shit. Again, they might want to, but
They got mouths to feed.
yeah,
And the sacrifice ain't necessarily worth it.
no, because the ramifications ain't the same.
Yeah, it's true.
You gotta weigh that, bro. You gotta weigh that. Yo, I might want to stand with you, but
There's picking
what
and
come with
choosing in
that?
this industry.
But but the whole point of having an organization, and I don't want to make this about me because it's not, but is that we can stand together. Because you're right. If one or two people stand up, they can get plucked down. But if the entire organization of black journalists in America say this was wrong, they're not gonna hire anybody.
If who y'all standing up against got a big enough fly swatter to hit all y'all at once and still f up,
Yeah.
But that's
and I hear that. But you know what? They can make that choice. I just can't respect that choice.
I get it.
That's all.
I get it because you're willing to lose it for that.
Yeah.
For what you stand on.
Yeah.
You lost
And there's a lot of people that's not.
Yeah. And so, but the Stephen A. thing is interesting. So basically, they gave the thumbs down to Stephen A. because they say his disparaging comments about Jasmine Crockett. Who else did they say? There were a few black
Jasmine
women.
Crockett,
Kamala Harris, Joy and Reed. That's who it was.
Joy Reid and Kamala.
Yeah, and so they gave a thumbs down award. I don't know if they give it every year. I don't pay attention to the awards enough to know.
They said they give it out
I
every
looked
year.
it up. It's every year.
But
Okay.
I think Steven said that it's usually organizations and not individuals. He alluded to that, I think.
He did say that.
I've never heard of a person getting it before. I'm not saying it's true. I don't know.
There was only 4
He's the fourth
total.
or fifth person
Yeah.
that has ever individually gotten
Okay.
the award.
All right, so they do give it to people then.
Yeah, it's just so. Do I think he deserves the criticism? Yes.
Okay.
I think he 100% was wrong on the Jasmine Crockett stuff. I think he's 100% wrong on the way he engaged the Kamala Harris stuff. I think the criticisms of him are appropriate. if I'm only giving 4 people in the history of the organization the award, I'd have to wonder if he's done the 4th worst thing. You know what I'm saying? In the history of the organization. But I think they were very clear that we're not playing about this. They have a right to do that.
Some of it has been embarrassing from Stephen A.
Yeah, no. He deserves the credit. That's what I say. He deserves the criticism.
If you deserve the criticism to the point where people in mass feel like it's been embarrassing, some of the stuff that you've been on, then you deserve the award.
And that's the key part. The key part is in mass.
In mass,
Stephen A. Smith has a louder voice than some of those other people he named, because he named the people.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't know any of the people, not saying that that's my area of expertise, but Stephen A. Smith has a louder and broader reach than most journalists. You know what I mean? Like, most people don't know the name of everyday journalists. Even they could be great in their field, but most people don't know their name. People know Stephen A. Smith's name,
maybe in America.
and you are basically allowing white society to say, see, he feels the same way. And that's the damaging part. Like, yo, dog, one of their loudest and brightest stars is in agreement with us on a bunch of these issues, and I think that's scary.
I feel like Stephen A. has a hard time stepping outside of himself to see himself. I don't think that is specific to Stephen A. I think a lot of people struggle with that. But if he were able to do that, I mean, they keep citing the lack of accountability. I'm going to take it a step further than that, because Stephen A. says this is all political and that they're giving me this award because they are liberals and hate to see a black man with an opinion that differs from the liberal objective. I call cap.
Me too.
I call cap on that.
Why?
That's not
But even
not true
That's
at
a
all.
pandering move to the right. To me to say that.
Yeah, but and the first place that you go, or one of the first places you go after you receive this award, is Sean Hannity,
Right.
which just doesn't look good. And Stephen is bright enough to know how that looks. But I'll take it before Stephen A. ever entered politics. I'm taking it back to Stephen A., Max Kellerman, and Terrell Owens. That's what they were saying. It came out wrong. I'm talking about the event that led to Stephen A. making sure that Max Kellerman was never seen unless a boxing ring was around.
Right.
When Max Kellerman was kind of driving some black points home. And Stephen A. often at times, maybe unbeknownst to him, sounded like he was on the other side of some of those things. And Terrell Owens said, see, he's blacker than you.
Yeah.
That hit home. But that was way before Stephen A. got into politics. That was something that people noticed about the stances that he was taking, maybe in alliance with some of the higher-ups at ESPN before anybody really could put tail on the donkey to ESPN's political stance on things. I mean, I think that part is clear as day now. We kind of know where Steve stands. We know where Pat McAfee stands, even though he keeps trying to play neutral and middle ground, but he was at the fucking MAGA Super Bowl shit. He was at the MAGA, whatever they had the other day, the little MAGA party. I don't be knowing, but Pat McAfee was there. They on his ass because he came out with Donald Trump. But I think we know where they stand now. And when it comes to what he had to say about some of the people, I'm going to go to Joy. That wasn't political. Yes, Joy did a political show. But his commentary, I was confused because Stephen A. covers so much. He covers sports, he covers politics, he covers culture. Sometimes when he gets away from ESPN, which is really never, and goes about on his own, or at least to appear like he's on his own, it looks like he's trying to come in on culture. Or people receive it that way.
Yeah.
So Joy Reid losing her job, that I don't think that deserved all that it got from Stephen A. It got a lot. It got, I could see why she lost her job. Her ratings were bad. Nothing is political about her ratings were bad, unless you have a political agenda inciting that those ratings on that particular show was bad. To which Joy Reid replied, maybe bad for where I am, but I get quadruple your ratings. Like, you can't have a ratings conversation with me. I've been dominant. You're on ESPN. We're held to different. But not only that, she's as well respected as they come in her field. I loved her show. So even if you have a critique about her, there's a way to deliver that. And if it's not delivered that way, if it comes off demeaning and, like they said, disparaging, and just with, it seems like there's malicious intent. It comes off like that's how it sounds. Then that's on you. That's on the talking head to find a better way. And his vocabulary is up. There should be no reason why it sounds like that. He should be able to deliver his point. The stuff he said about Kamala, that's political. But how he spoke about her, nah.
Don't sound objective.
You rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. That's not, to me, a right wing, left wing thing.
Here's where I get, and again, I share all the criticisms that you just mentioned. Stephen A's on the wrong side of these issues to me. I said it explicitly. So this isn't me defending him. For me, it's just a question of sort of setting precedents for what organizations are going to do. You know, like every year, are we going to give this award to people based on the takes they have, based on the way they approach these things? If so, then sure, I'm let him be the first in the long line if that's what the move we're going to make. I just don't want it to be an isolated moment where it's just Stephen A. Smith, because I think that also is problematic, and it'll reinforce his narrative that this is a political thing because I'm the black man who's not liberal, and therefore you're going to give me a kind of stripe.
He does the worst job at hiding it.
Yeah. But this is where it gets.
He says that he's liberal in a lot of things, but conservative fiscally is his stance.
So then that allows him to say, "See, if I don't even toe the line, if I go away from the line even a little bit, look what they do to me." I don't want to give him that kind of cover. So I think we just have to be consistent with it. But this speaks to another conversation that Stephen A. had / debate that Stephen A. had with Mike Wilbon about 2 weeks ago.
I saw it.
Yeah, Mike was saying Stephen is no longer a journalist
At all.
and he wasn't saying that as a diss.
He was saying he's the show.
Yeah, he's a show. He said it's okay, and
He's the ticket.
And he said I'm not either. Right? He said like we did that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not that.
Graduated from that.
Yeah. It's interestingly enough, because Stephen didn't like that, and they had a very respectful civil disagreement about it. But if he had actually conceded that point, I think he'd have a much better ground to say this award is unfair. Because I'm a showman. You can't give me a thumbs down on journalism award if I'm not doing journalism.
Right.
I'm a podcaster. I'm a showman. I'm just saying my shit about the world. I'm allowed to do that over here. I just can't do it over here.
Right.
I think that could have been an interesting conversation. But if Stephen A. is saying, no, I am a journalist, and I'm doing these things, then I think the award looks more and more applicable. Yeah, exactly. So again, if it sounds like because I know y'all say I go back and forth, I'm saying Stephen A. is wrong. I think we need to see. I need a clearer language from the NABJ about who's going to get this award and how often they're going to be giving this thing out under these circumstances to people.
But you don't think, like, because you said it's only been 4 people. Stephen A. is, like you said, probably the biggest voice. So him saying these things is bigger than certain companies' actions. Like he's not held as a standard as just a person. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm my reach is so wide.
He's a brand.
Yeah,
he has a company.
So we don't give it to black people who do this. I guess I'm just trying to make sense of it. Do we give it to a Joe Rogan?
Black journalists.
Yeah, but if I'm an associate with black journalists, I want to be critical of anybody who's harming black people and black journalists, not just black people who do harm to black people.
See, I don't know their mission. So
and that's what I'm saying.
You can speak to that, like, so is the yearly when they give it out, are they giving the thumbs down to only black entities, or is it broader and they give it to everybody?
And I don't know the answer to that. That's the question I have for them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because if they're giving it to organizations, I don't know too many Negroes that got news organizations. Sure. So somebody's got to be non-black people. I don't know. So that's what I'm saying. I have questions. I'm not criticizing NABJ on this point. I'm saying I need more information to know sort of how they're thinking about this. When I try to reach out to some people on the leadership, in fact, I reached out to Roland Martin about it, and because he's VP on the board, and he said that they deliberated. He wasn't there for the deliberation, so he couldn't tell me sort of what their thought process was. But of course, he stands by the decision as because it was a democratic process.